things that we talk about a lot on this show is how important it is for all of us to feel connected and whenever possible to do something for the world at large, right? And especially if it doesn't take a lot of time and doesn't take a lot of money. Well, we're about to be joined here by two gentlemen who are making a film. It's called Not Forgotten. It's about autism in the Ukraine. And they have something that we can all do today that can make a difference in people's lives halfway across the world. And I think that's something important to end a week on. So right now we're going to be joined by Matt Blick on the phone. He's the director of photography for the film. And via Skype, we're going to be joined by Tom Saxon, who I believe is the writer for the film. Are you both there?
Yes, we are.
Okay, great.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. Tom, I'm going to start with you. I'm always asking about autism around the world, and not a lot is being said. What spurred you to go to the Ukraine and make a film about autism?
Well, I've been traveling to Ukraine since 1999 on short-term mission trips. And in 2006, we began working with an orphanage in Odessa, Ukraine, which is in the south on the Black Sea. Odessa is the third largest city in Ukraine. So we were working with an orphanage, and an orphanage is not like we think of usually. Some kids live there because they don't have a place to live, but the orphanages are often the schools for a particular area. So we have been working with orphanage number 34, that's how they recognize them by number, in Odessa, and we discovered that there was a special needs class after we'd been there one time. And I have had some experience with working with children with autism probably about 15 years ago, when I used to watch a child with autism while the parents were able to do something else. Mm-hmm. So I've had an interest in autism. So we found out that this classroom was 9 nonverbal children with autism. And the teachers there were doing probably, I would say, more childcare than anything else. They were not trained. They were loving to the children. And so we discovered that they would allow us to come back with some professional people. So my friends here in Birmingham, Alabama, who are specialists in autism, would go with me year after year, and we would do mostly training for the teachers. Then the third year we were there, we asked that all the parents come, and so that we could help the parents. And we discovered that autism is a big, big secret in Ukraine. In fact, as shortly as 10 years ago, it was forbidden to diagnose anyone with autism because it had such an stigma about it. So if the world statistics are 1 in 100 children have some form of autism on the autism spectrum, then where are the children in Ukraine? Well, they're living in their homes without any help. There's a big stigma about not having a perfect child. And so we have been really pouring our energy into finding out what they do know and what they don't know and where the children are.
Okay. And Matt, you're on the phone with us as well. How did you get involved in the making of this film?
Yeah, that's a great question. I met Tom about 4 years ago. I was doing an internship with a production company in Birmingham, Alabama, and got to know Tom through a church and just kind of became fast friends. And about 2 years ago, I'd been, doing my own business, making films, documentaries, promos, and just learning the craft of how to tell a story. And was down visiting Tom, and he's like, he told me, he's like, I have this, this idea. I want to do this documentary, and I want you to shoot it. I was like, well, hey, that's awesome. Let's do that, but let's kind of do some research. Let's see what we can do. He's wanting to do a full feature documentary. From the beginning. I said, okay, well, let's think about that. Let me run some figures. Let me see how much that's really going to cost to fly over there, all that stuff. And so I ran the figures and then found out that Tom's group that goes over there once a year, we're going to be going over in about a couple of months. And I said, you know what? Why don't we go with them? Let's just go with them. Let's do a short documentary, 30 minutes or less, and let's kind of test the waters. Let's see how people, are treating autism in Ukraine. Let's just focus on one place, because we want to do in the future a full feature documentary. So we want to do Eastern Europe. And I said, well, let's just focus on Ukraine. Let's see how they're treating it, how where the need is, and let's get interviews. Since we have a broad connection in Ukraine, people there, it'll be much easier on the front end to get those interviews, to get connections. And so basically we decided to go over. We had a plan in mind, and that's where it all began. It was just kind of started with Tom's vision, and then, with my experience that I have, and we just kind of went from there.
So this title, Not Forgotten, and we're showing the poster here on the screen right now. Where did the title come from?
Well,
and you know what? And I should help you out here. Let's have Tom answer that one. Sorry, Matt, want to help you out there. So Tom, can you answer that?
We feel like the children have been forgotten in Ukraine because there's no education for them. They can't go to school. There's no mainstreaming. There's no help. Parents are uneducated. Parents are ashamed. We interviewed the top psychologist for children of all the schools for Ukraine, and she said that they had limited information on how to even instruct teachers to help children with autism. So there's a big problem there on two fronts. One, the information that we have in the West is not available to them. And two, the parents have absolutely no help, no support, and no training.
Which is shocking. When we think about how we have it here, and there are things that we want that aren't in place, and we're frustrated, but to hear these stories, it's really takes your breath away. But Matt, what is the current state of the film? How far along are you guys?
Well, right now we are in current kind of post-production stage, and this is where we'll be talking later about the competition we're in. Basically need funds to finish the project. We've gotten to a point so far where we need money basically to finish, hire a composer, hire After Effects guy, and also for editing as well. And so we've got the story, we have the script, we have the interviews. There's a trailer up that you can watch on our website, notforgottenthemovie.com. And as we'll be seeing it, in a few minutes here. And so right now we're basically at that stage of we can't finish the project unless we are able to raise funds.
But it has been shot.
Competition so crucial.
But the interviews have been shot.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, we've shot all the interviews. We have all the footage.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to show our viewers your trailer, and keeping in mind that when we come back, you guys are in a contest right now, and we can vote in that contest, and if you win the contest, if you win, you guys get $50,000, which would more than cover the cost of finishing the film, but would also help you to begin on the ground in the Ukraine to affect change. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and if you don't finish in first, if you finish in second, it's $10,000. Is that right?
Yes, second to sixth place. If we get one of those positions, we still get $10,000 towards the documentary, and that will allow us to finish the documentary.
Okay.
So that's key. Sixth place or higher is what we're aiming for.
Okay, great. So we're going to take a break here and just show you the trailer from the film. Then we're going to come back and talk to Tom and Matt. And Matt's going to tell us specifically which button we push to vote for them so that we can at least get them second to sixth place. But I'm pushing for first place because those kids in the Ukraine are not forgotten. And you and I can do this together. But take a look at the trailer for Not Forgotten: Autism in the Ukraine.
The services overall in Ukraine are significantly behind the services that are in the States. If I had to put a number on it, I would guess about 40 to 50 years behind where intervention is in the States.
No, at least 10 years ago, in Ukraine, the diagnosis of autism was nearly forbidden.
I think that in my experience in Ukraine, the level of knowledge of autism is very small.
Когда нам определили почти в 4 года. А до этого у нас была гиперактивность с аутическими явлениями.
Жалости нету к нам, что вот у нас ребенок, то как-то так вот привыкли и все, да. Вот он наш.
Ну, у нас еще просто одна проблемка, у нас 9 месяцев начались суды, поэтому в некоторой степени мы уже были готовы к тому, что не все так нормально, как должно быть.
Рассказали только близким родителям, знакомым и даже не всем родителям.
Every child with autism is different.
And I think that as a result, the children are getting very little appropriate intervention.
I was lost. I didn't know what to do. And I got hooked up with a parent group. It was a Yahoo group. And they led me.
But I think as the parents become empowered and learn how to become advocates and have the strength in numbers, that from bottom up will impact change.
So there you have it. There's the trailer for the film Not Forgotten: The Untold Story of Autism in the Ukraine. We have Matt Saxon with us via Skype, and we have Tom Saxon, and we have Matt Blick on the phone. Matt is the DP on the film, and Tom was writer. And there is something that we can do right now, that you and I can do, and that we can do every day for the next, 30 days, it's longer than that, that can help for this story to be told and to begin to help these families. So Matt, tell us exactly what we need to do and make it as simple as possible for those that are technologically challenged, such as myself. Okay.
Oh, great. Not a problem.
Yeah.
So basically, what we just ask people is to go to our website, notforgottenthemovie.com.
Mm-hmm.
And right there in the very beginning, there'll be a link. They'll say vote now. And there'll be a link where you can click on that link and it'll go directly to our page. So all you have to do is remember, notforgottenthemovie.com.
I'm going to do it right now. So
there you go.
Okay, so I'm on Cultivate Wines, cultivatewines.com, and it takes me to cause number 6058. There it is, and so I'm going to click yes, I'm old enough, that I'm 21 years of age, and so now that's all I have to do?
Well, you'll be there, and you'll see you'll see kind of next to the right of our trailer. We'll say vote for this cause.
I see it. I had to scroll up a little bit, but it's a blue button. I'm clicking it right now. Vote for this. And I have to log into Facebook to do it. So it is on Facebook. But I can do that. And so I'm clicking log into Facebook. So it's a couple of buttons. I lied a little bit. I said it was just one button, but it's taken me all of 10 seconds here. And I'm voting for this film. And how often can we vote, Matt?
You can vote once per day, and that is the key. A lot of people think, oh, I vote once and I've got my vote in. No. You can vote once per day, and by voting once per day, it allows us to get further up into the ranks. A lot of people don't realize that you can vote once per day, and that's the key.
Okay.
If we can get several people to vote once per day, that would be amazing for us. It'll help us to finish the project. And just so you had to log into Facebook. You only have to do that the first time. As long as you're logged into Facebook, when you go to the page, it will pop up and it will recognize that you're on. It's kind of like an app within the website.
Okay.
And so then you'll just have to you'll click on log into Facebook and it'll recognize you're logged in and it'll say, oh, you voted.
Okay, great.
So it's actually faster the next time you do it.
Okay, so something that we can all do, and if we have a couple of seconds, and most of us are on Facebook at least for a couple of seconds per day because we connect with the other autism parents in that way and find out about what's going on in the world. So a wonderful thing, and again, if you get second to sixth place, then you're going to get $10,000, which will get this film finished. Important stories for these kids, for those families that are living through this and feel like they're forgotten. But if you get the $50,000, not only are you going to be able to finish the film, Tom, what kinds of things are you going to be able to do if you get that higher prize?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is have some very important textbooks on autism translated into Ukrainian, which is now the national language of Ukraine. While they were under the domination of the USSR, everyone spoke Russian. But now that they are independent, they're bringing their own language back. So these textbooks will have to be translated, and it's very expensive because they're very technical textbooks. And then we're going to get those into the hands of the educators who make decisions on the matter of special needs children in Ukraine. And then we hope to gather some seminars in places across Ukraine to help parents to go and stay for a week and do a week seminar, to bring some American specialists in to give them some basic guidelines on how to raise your child who has autism, and to encourage them and to connect them. No one is connected no parents are connected in Ukraine who have children with autism. We went to one city that was very small, about 100,000 people. We interviewed 6 parents with children with autism, and they did not know each other. And so one thing we did is just share phone numbers and email addresses with them since we had the information. So there's a lot that needs to be done in Ukraine, and this is a long-term project that I am committed to see to the end.
Well, it's remarkable what you guys are doing. I applaud you, and I hope that, and we'll try to remember to remind everybody on a daily basis to go in and vote to help you to get this done. I'm curious, though, for these families that for so long have lived with this stigma, and to the one gentleman who said, we didn't even tell our family, are they still in denial? Because as an autism parent, there's a period of denial. Are the families still in denial, or are they excited about the idea that they could get some help?
Well, I think that, the ones we interviewed, we asked them about would they like to have some help, and every parent said yes. I think that there is the factor of shame that really keeps them from taking action. And shame is just a thing that comes with living in the post-Soviet era. And people who are 40 years older usually deal with it more than somebody who is 20 because they really didn't live under that.
Right.
So I think that the question is a great question. Would they want help? And I think the answer is yes.
Well, I think that's wonderful, and I'm so glad that you're on the job, and I'm so grateful that you're able to give us this information, because I frequently think, what is it like in different places around the world? So I'm so glad that you're telling this story that needs to be told. Want to remind everybody to go to www.notforgottenthemovie. That's right, Matt? That's the site, notforgottenthemovie.com.
Correct.
And once you get there, vote. You'll have to log into Facebook, but you can do it once a day. And by doing that, at no cost to you, you can make a difference for families who have children with autism across the world. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and your work. I see that it's clearly a labor of love that you're involved in, and I applaud you for that.
Thank you so
very much for the interview, Shannon.
And please keep in touch with us and let us know. We want to hear. The contest goes until what date?
June 30th is the end date, so up till midnight of June 30th.
Okay.
Everyone can vote.
Well, I look forward to talking to you in the beginning of July and hearing that you guys won.
That would be excellent. Thank you so much.
You guys have a wonderful weekend.